Live for you here at the 55th National Elective Conference of the ANC. We also do have a team of reporters who are on the ground trying to get reaction and maybe trying to see if they can get more information of what's going on inside plenary because the sessions are closed. Let's start with senior reporter Siphamandla Goge. Sipa, you've just arrived not so long ago, but I'm sure you already have a guest with you. What are they telling you?
As you see me checking this side, I see an EC member, Enoch Godongwane, who serves as the finance minister. He's not my guest. He has already spoken to my colleagues earlier in the morning. NEC member Godongwane, how are you? Are you well?
The outgoing.
The outgoing?
Yeah.
Are you coming back? Well, that's NEC member Enoch Godongwane. They're saying he is the outgoing NEC member. I'm asking him if he's coming back. He said, well, we will see. So basically what is currently happening now is that the Deputy President of the ANC, David Mabuza, is done presenting his organizational report. The Treasurer General of the governing African National Congress, that is Paul Mashatile, is the one who's busy now presenting that confidential financial report. So the financial report will look at this past term or period of 5 years for the ANC. It's an organization that has been plagued by serious challenges of money. They have been unable to pay their staff salaries and they've been unable to honor their financial commitments. So it's going to be an interesting report in that regard, in a sense that it will paint a picture about the ANC's finances, which the general public in South Africa knows very well that they are not in a good state. So that organizational report by the Deputy President of the ANC, David Mabuza, touched on many things and many aspects of the organization. But let me not waste time. Let's bring in young people here. Siphamandla Goge speaks on behalf of the National Task Team of the ANC Youth League. Thank you very much for your time as young people. This conference, the 55th National Conference of the ANC, what do you expect on issues affecting young people, unemployment, issues of education, but most importantly, the energy crisis that is plaguing the country?
Well, we as young people are here in this conference. Maybe one must just say that we would have thought that we would have gone very far with the program of the conference by now, but of course there are delays which are very unfortunate. We hope we are still going to get inside and be able to deal with matters, because matters are not only about election. We have proposed in the last policy conference many policies that are touching particularly on the issue of education. We have proposed, which is our long-standing proposal, but the ANC has not been coming to the party and they have not been listening in a way that we would have wanted them to listen. I mean, for instance, we want free education not only in monetary value, but free education also in content of education, because we believe that part of the unemployment rate is caused by the fact that people are skilled for jobs that are not there.
The ANC as a governing party has been struggling with implementing some of its policies and resolutions. You don't need to craft new policies here, new resolutions. Just implement what you have already resolved upon.
We have a crisis of accountability in the ANC, and part of things that we are angry about as young people is that people do not do or implement policies of the ANC when they are given mandates. Being ministers, some being mayors of municipalities, they don't implement the mandate of the ANC, but the ANC does not hold them accountable. I mean, what is Pravin Gordhan still doing as a minister in that department? I mean, we are told that now, because we are coming to a conference, we are told that Henry in ESCOM has resigned. But when you check, resignation is only effective from 2023. That says we are stuck with a problem, we are stuck with the load shedding, we are stuck with all the crises.
Now, let's talk about a number of young people, former leaders of the Youth League, being nominated for NEC positions. Many people have been saying it's time to elect young people into ANC leadership structures, but the older generation is not giving in.
Well, whether they give in or not, unfortunately, 90% of the delegates here in this conference are relatively young people. And I can tell you, 90% of them who are currently in the NEC are not going to come back. We're not going to vote them back. We are going to vote for young people.
I'll ask you to pause and ask you to bring in your former president here, Colin Maine. Please ask him to join you. We are live, Mr. Maine. Come and join Siphamandla Goge here. Otherwise, I'm told that they are not going to vote for you. Are you well? How are things going there? Many leaders, of young people are being nominated for NEC positions. There have been calls to make ANC leadership relatively young.
What do you want me to say?
Anything. Let's talk about the issues of young people. You led the youth league that is struggling. They've been unable to go to the conference. You are the last duly elected president of the youth league.
No, I think young people would be united. As the president said in his political overview, that the ANC must be youthful. And if you look at the nominations out of the 200 people who qualified, I think majority of them are young people. So young people must rescue the ANC from itself.
The ANC, you are the member of the ANC NEC. You come to this conference without the duly elected leadership of the Youth League and the Women's League. You led the Youth League, Siphamandla is here. But how do you feel about the current state of the Youth League?
No, I think the NYTT and the NTT of the Women's League were given a mandate by the NEC to rebuild the Youth League. Let's afford them an opportunity to rebuild the Youth League. And I know, as a matter of fact, that actually the Youth League is ready for conference. There were other issues that we are sorting out internally as the African National Congress. But they are ready for conference. They have met the threshold to go to conference.
Let me release you. You continue with your journey. Siphamandla, let's pick up where we left off. Issues of women in particular. There have been concerns about how the ANC nominates when it comes to top officials of the ANC. The issue of 50-50 does not seem to be achievable at this stage.
The unfortunate part is that, there was a woman that was available for the position of the president of the ANC, but the Women's League opted to support a male to be their presidential candidates. Well, it's a challenge that needs not only women, but it's a challenge that needs all of us in the ANC to deal with.
Let's talk about the controversy around the NTT's nomination of Dr. Zweli Mkhize. Some of your members and leaders in the NTT broke ranks and said that was not the overwhelming majority of the views.
That was overwhelming majority, and if we were also crazy like other people, we would be suspending some of the people who are not towing the party line, because there is a party line of the Youth League that says Zweli Mkhize for president.
Thank you very much for your time. That is Siphamandla Mkhize. She speaks on behalf of the ANC Youth League's National Task Team.